Just catch on the sound. All right, we're live, Nick.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
What's good? So I looked outside and see all that snow coming.
Yeah. What a week in high school basketball, huh?
I know it was a long one too.
Yeah. Many, when you think about this week, there was so many things happened. I mean, both on the girls' side and the boys' side. Many are calling this past week statement week. There was a lot of games played with things on the line, and statements were made for sure on both sides, the girls and the boys. Just off the top of my head, Jeff, I mean, Monday night, I think it was Monday night, Skinny Atlas played West Hill at their place and got a big win in Class B for the boys. Skinny Atlas actually had 3 big wins this week. They beat West Hill 81-67. They beat Marcellus 46-41. And then they beat Wheatsport 59-44. So 3 big wins for Skinny Atlas in Class B. I think they're up to like 11 or 12-1. So Skinny Atlas is red hot.
12-1.
Yep. And then if you look at the AA division, I mean, FM got 4 wins this week. They beat Chittenango, which again, that's Chittenango is a Class B team, but one of the better teams in Class B, a really good team this year. They beat Chittenango at their place. They beat Nottingham. They beat Baldwinsville. And then they had a great game yesterday, 72-68 win in overtime over CBA at CBA. So
did you call that? Were you just there?
Yeah, no, I called that game. Yeah, so 4 wins. Yeah, 4 wins for Fayetteville Manlius this past week in the boys' side. So, just some great games this week. We were both at the West Genesee Liverpool game. The second time they met this year on the boys' side, West Genesee upset them the first time. Liverpool got their revenge on Tuesday night at their house, and I think really made a statement in Class AA as far as if anyone's going to win AA this year, they're going to have to go through Liverpool, and I think Liverpool proved that on Tuesday night. West Genesee is a great team. CBA is going to challenge as well. But at this point, I would have to say Liverpool might be favored a little bit going into the sectionals, but we'll see how things pan out. But Liverpool had another great week. They won, I think, at least 3 games this week. So
they played Nottingham too, and then West Jenny, and then they had one more.
Yeah. So Liverpool had a great week. West Genesee bounced back. They lost to Liverpool on Tuesday night, but they bounced back with a big win over CNS on Friday night. So they didn't stay down. They bounced. They got right back up off the mat and got a big win on Friday night against CNS. The Bishop Grimes boys are red hot. There's so many things, and then West Hill, another team on the boys' side.
Utica Academy.
Yeah, they lose a tough one to Skinny Atlas at the beginning of the week, but they get back up off the mat and beat number 9 Utica Academy of Science pretty well. They beat them pretty good yesterday.
2 weeks ago they were ranked 1 in Class B in the state.
Yeah, so West Hill's now 10-2. So so much happened on the boys' side. Chittenango continues to roll, even though they lost to FM. Earlier in the week, they got some big wins towards the end of the week. So a lot of good teams had really good weeks. There was a battle of the bishops between Bishop Ludden and Bishop Grimes on both the girls and the boys' side.
Beater?
Yeah,
I'll tell you that buzzer beater.
So in that game on the girls' side, I mean, Bishop Ludden's having their way with Bishop Grimes in the first half. In the second half, Bishop Grimes makes a crazy comeback, takes the lead. It's coming down to the end. They have a couple chances to go to the free throw line. They make 1 of 2 instead of both. And then next thing you know, Bishop Ludden is down by 2 with seconds left in the game, and a half court shot wins it for Bishop Ludden.
Is she a freshman too? I have to get her name.
She is a freshman. She is a freshman.
tell you in a second.
Yeah. But what a shot. I mean, she hit it. She threw it up from half court, banked it in for the win. 53-52. Bishop Ludden girls beat Bishop Grimes girls. So Amara Strife had 24 points in that game. That was
Elizabeth Guan, class of 2025 from Ludden.
She's a freshman. Great half court shot. It was a great thing to be a part of. And
you called that one too?
No.
Oh.
No. And they in a big game tomorrow night. Bishop Ludden goes to Liverpool and takes on the Liverpool girls team. That'll be a great matchup. Couple of AAU teammates, Amara Strife and Nav Wingate, will be going against each other tomorrow. So that'll be a really good game on the girls' side. CNS on the girls' side challenged themselves again outside the section and played Pittsford Mendon.
Section 5.
Yep, a school out of the suburbs of Rochester. Pittsford won by 4, but again, CNS going out of the section to challenge themselves quite a bit this year. So they will be battle tested when it comes sectional time. So it was just a lot of great games and a lot of, that game last night with CBA and FM at CBA on the boys' side was just nuts. I mean, that's what high school basketball is all about. And
is that your first overtime game this year?
Yes, I believe it was. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah, but that was just a great atmosphere, great game. We're going to have Trevor Roe on in a little bit, and we'll talk to him about that game and about his season. So,
he had a good game, too.
He sure did.
Actually, he is. Let me see if he's on now. We'll get him in now and then go over everything else. Trev, you there, buddy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
He's probably logging on. While we're waiting for him, what OCC back this past weekend? Two big weekends?
Yeah, so OCC, the men's side, they got 2 wins this past week. They beat Finger Lakes Community College at their place, and then they beat Cayuga Community College at home. So the men are now 14-1 and still ranked number 1 in the country. And then the women didn't get to play against Finger Lakes I think Finger Lakes on the women's side had some COVID issues, so they didn't get to play that game, but they did play yesterday against Cayuga Community College, and the women are now 10-2. And so OCC has 4 games this week, actually. They have to go on the road to play the Cannoneers of Jefferson Community College tomorrow night. They'll be back home on Wednesday to play against Genesee Community College. And then on Saturday, they go on the road again. I want to say, let's see who they have on Saturday. I'm not sure. They have to go on the road Saturday, and then on Sunday, they welcome TC3. So
that's a tough one.
Yeah, so they have 4 games. Both the girls, the women and the men have 4 games coming up this week for OCC, so it'll be a busy week for them. The Lemoyne men lost yesterday to St. Anselm. That was a tough game, but the women did win, so the women are red hot. They're, I believe they're 10-2 themselves. So the Lemoyne women are playing well, and I think Trevor is ready. Is he there? Are you there, Trevor?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
You got your sound on? Can you hear us, Trev? Turn your sound on. It's probably in the corner or the bottom corner. It says mute and unmute probably.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now? Hello?
You can hear us?
Yeah.
Why can't we? Did we have the same issue with John before?
Yeah. Is this something we have plugged in?
We think.
Trevor. We're going to get it straightened out here.
All right.
These guys doing our headsets. All right, we hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hear you. What's up, kid?
What's going on?
It's probably error on our end.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
So, you guys have been rolling lately, huh? FM boys have been rolling.
Yeah, no, we have. This is one of our better seasons in the last 5, 6, 7 years. Tucci's building a really strong program here, so I mean we've been rolling.
Was it 4 in a row this past week?
I think
Starting with
4 in a row. I think 10-3.
Yeah, we were just talking about you guys got 4 wins this past week. So that's a busy, that's a productive week for you guys.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and Trevor, just so you know, if my voice sounds a little raspy right now, it's because I had to call that game yesterday, and within that crowd, and I was screaming 3 Trevor Roe about 6, 7 times in the game yesterday. So
yeah, it was crazy.
What an atmosphere! What was it like playing in that atmosphere yesterday?
It was just crazy. We knew going into the game it was gonna be a packed gym. They were gonna be loud. We were gonna be loud, and we just knew going into the game it was gonna be a dogfight, and the atmosphere was crazy.
Yeah, I was telling Jeff that's what high school basketball is all about.
Yeah.
You know how there's pros and cons to everything, and that's one thing. A lot of kids are leaving early to play to go prep and things of that nature. I mean, my son is at prep school right now, but one of the pros about high school basketball is what we saw last night. I mean, you won't get that at prep school. You won't get that anywhere else. I mean, that the school pride, the student sections, the place was jam packed. It was loud. It was a great game. I mean, it was just a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
And you just stepped up to the plate yesterday, man. I mean, you just, especially in overtime, I think you had 10 points in overtime and really sealed the deal. I mean, what was working? I mean, you were hitting threes, pretty consistently yesterday, but what were you feeling during the game yesterday? What was working for you guys?
Just execution on offense. When we run our plays, we're pretty hard to beat, and just making sure that starting it on the defensive end, defense turns into offense. Coach Tucci's really big advocate for defense. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys had Dan Anderson for CBA is quite a player.
Yeah.
He was obviously the main guy that you had to stop yesterday. I mean, obviously CBA has other players, but talk to us about what it's like going up against Anderson in a game like that.
I mean, it's intense. I've been playing against him. I haven't played with him for a little bit, but I've been playing against him since like 5th or 6th grade. But he's a great player. He's one of the best athletes in the area. I have a lot of respect for Dan. Going up against him, it's always gonna be a good game.
Yeah, and talk to us about your guy, Luke Davidson. I mean, he's really he's so tough. He gets you guys into the right stuff. He always makes the right plays. Talk to us about Luke a little bit.
Yeah, Luke's a great point guard to play with. Once again, him and I've been playing since 5th, 6th grade. He knows what he's doing. He's a floor general, and he just has that winning gene that gets everybody to where we want to be.
Yeah.
And I've been watching you the last few years, that, and especially with AU. I seen you talking junk yesterday for the first time, and was that a first for you? Is that that's not usually you, but that's just the atmosphere of the game?
I mean, yeah, when the game gets intense, you see some sides of me you don't usually see. But
what'd you finish? Was it 20 or 30 and 10 or 28 and 10? Was it?
I think it was 28 and 10.
Yeah.
What at what point in the game did you guys know that you guys could be in it and it was a dogfight, and what you guys knew you were going to pull away with it? Was it a timeout or at the end of the game or end overtime or going in overtime?
I think going into overtime, and within the first couple of minutes of overtime, we started to get momentum. Crowd got behind us, and I really just knew like we were going to pull this one out.
Yeah, it seemed like, the first half was like a defensive struggle.
Yeah.
Not many points scored on either side. I think they were up 24-22 at half. So it was a really defensive struggle in the first half. You guys really took control of the game midway through like the third quarter. And I thought you were going to win the game in regulation. And then, then Danny Anderson hits a deep three to tie it up with about 5 or 6 seconds left in regulation to send it into overtime. But then, like you said, you guys, you didn't let your spirits down when he tied it up. I mean, you guys came right out overtime and attacked right away. And that was when you really took over 10 points in overtime to seal the deal.
Yeah.
You guys usually, you guys press like that every game?
No, we rarely press, but
I was gonna say, I didn't think you guys put it on them.
Sometimes we'll pick up full court man, but it's rare.
Were you mad? Let's go back to the Chittenango game. Were you mad that your half court shot didn't make it on ESPN top 10?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, I know some people were pushing for it. That would have been cool if it was, but
I know it would have been sick.
Yeah, that
would. What about the Chittenango crowd was packed too, was it?
Chittenango, yeah. I think those two are probably the craziest atmospheres I've ever been in for high school basketball. And like you were saying, you don't get that anywhere else, which is great.
Prep school never have that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You guys didn't have a lot of fans. Well, FM didn't have a lot of fans at Chittenango. That was a Saturday morning too, right?
Yeah, Saturday. We had a pretty good student section, but there was a lot of Chittenango people, and it was loud.
CBA is a different world too.
Well, I tell you what. Yeah, the FM student sections. I mean, from what I've seen, they're one of the best in the section this year. I mean, they've been really good.
Without a doubt. Yeah, they love to travel. They love all that. I mean, they didn't get it last year, so I think they take every opportunity they get.
Yeah, I mean, they were great yesterday. I think you had a home game over the weekend where everyone was wearing pink.
Pink out.
Yeah, pink
out there. Yeah, I mean, a lot of school spirit there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Who would you thus far in the season, who would you say is the toughest defender that you had to go against so far?
Probably, I'm gonna have to say, probably Jakir Lewis at Henniger. He was really, it was hard for me to get open. I was kind of getting frustrated a little bit. He was face guarding me.
Long and lanky. He's both.
Yeah, but that was a tough game at Henniger too. But
you're hitting the glass a lot more than you have the last few years. Would you say you are?
Yeah, for
would
sure.
You say that? Would that got to do with you're just the biggest kid on the team, or is that something that you wanted to put in your bag?
I would say both. We had a kid last year, Jack Nucerino, who probably averaged anywhere from 10 to 12 rebounds a game, and he left, so someone kind of had to fill that role and use my height and grab some boards.
And then we almost forgot. Correct. Congratulations on your first Division I college offer. Also,
thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Has that they have been someone you've been in contact with for AAU, or is that something that just recently popped up?
I was talking to them for the last month, a little over a month, and then he called me and gave me the offer.
What do you know about Radford University?
I know they're a really good school. Down in Virginia.
In the Big South, right?
Big South Conference, yeah. I really like the coach. I like what he's doing there, Coach Nichols. It's just a cool atmosphere, a cool school. I took some virtual tours. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, every time we see you, it seems like you're getting taller.
Yeah.
So you've been, the growth spurt is there. What do you, from last year to this year, what have you been working on in your game the most, as far as what are you trying to get better at to take it to the next level?
I would say getting quicker and stronger. It's always kind of been a thing that I lacked, and I feel like if I can get quicker and stronger, that'll take my game to the next level.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's getting to the point now where I don't know if you're Matt Rowe's son or Lexi Rowe's brother at this point. What do you think?
I think it's both, Yeah. Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah. Talk about Lexi a little bit and what she's doing.
She's doing good. She really likes Niagara. She really kind of inspired me to be great. Always pushing me to work harder. If she went to go shoot, she'd always take me with her. And she probably has the best work ethic I've ever seen. And having her in everyday life is crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're a little past the midpoint of the season. when you look at the AA sectionals coming up, everyone's going to be eligible. So you not only have to look out for the big dogs, but there's also the teams, like you said, like a Henniger or a something like that, whose their record may not be the best, but on any given night they could give somebody a battle. CNS as well. But we were saying, I think Liverpool's kind of made a statement this past week, as well as you guys. CBA will be there as well. What are you thinking about coming down the stretch leading up to sectionals as far as your team's chances?
I think we have a great shot. But like you said, anyone can win on any night. It gives these teams with not a strong record, not a great season, more life in the playoffs because anything could happen. But I think we have a good chance. We just have to play together and keep doing what we're doing because it's working.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if everything's correct, you guys are 10-3, right?
Yeah.
And then who the 3 losses to? You remember?
We lost first game of the season to Victor.
Rochester.
We lost to Liverpool, and then we lost to Henniger in overtime last week or 2 weeks ago.
I do remember that. When do you guys? So do you guys have Jenny this upcoming week?
Yeah, we have Jenny Tuesday home, and then I want to say at CNS.
Right. Oh, so you guys got a tough week too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no easy games down the stretch. I think in the AA division, especially, you gotta bring it every night. You can't take anybody for granted, right? I mean, it really comes down to you guys playing your game. Talk to us about Coach Tusi a little bit and what kind of coach he is and what he looks for out of you guys.
He's a great coach. He came in 4 years ago. Didn't really have a lot of players coming back. Kind of built the program up from the bottom. And he just pushed us every day. 3 days out of the summer, he'd come in and work with us. So he dedicates a lot of his time to us, and it'd be great to get a banner this year for him.
Awesome.
Who was besides yourself and Mr. Davidson, who would you say is another terrific player that's having a good year this year?
I'm gonna have to go with Max Danaher. He's been playing really well. Pat Emery, he's been playing well. He's always guarding one of the best players on the other team. He gets a lot of rebounds too.
He came to recruiting trip today at ESF.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's nice. It's good for him.
And then going forward, what would you say? What's your goal? Your number one goal for going forward?
Definitely bring a sectional title back to FM. It hasn't been done since 1955, so nearly 70 years, and it'd be cool to, be known for that. Do things that not a lot of people in the past could say they did.
Yeah. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah.
I wasn't thought of yet.
Yeah. That's even before my time, and that's saying something.
Yeah. Crazy to walk in and look at the banners and it's FM and they have barely any dates and the only one is 1955.
Yeah.
We're going to get off topic for a second, but are you watching football? Because Tom Brady and the Bucs just came back.
They did. I was before I hopped on this, they had the ball down.
It's 27-27 with 42 seconds left.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
All right, Trev. Well, we just wanted to catch up with you. Well, you're gonna read this week. If I get to one of those games this week.
Yeah, we'll stay in touch the rest of the season, and I know there'll be more offers coming in. One of the things that comes into play now too on the Division I level is with all this transfer portal stuff. A lot of times the really good high school players coming in as freshmen aren't getting the shots that they normally get because a college can go and get a transfer portal kid. So it's great that you got a D1 offer already. I'm sure there will be many more coming. Just keep working hard and just keep doing your thing. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Yeah. Thanks for
Trev.
making time. We appreciate it, Trevor.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Have a good one.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah. Trevor Roe. He's just a really good kid. Plays the game the right way. I like the emotion that he showed yesterday.
He doesn't do the AAU either, so it's fun seeing that.
Well, that's what the high school atmosphere will bring out of you, and as long as it's not, I like the emotion. I mean, that's what if you have to play basketball with emotion. I mean, that's what basketball is. And like I said, you can't if you weren't if you couldn't get excited about what was going on yesterday, then
imagine.
you just don't have a pulse, or you just don't even like basketball, because that place was electric last night.
Top student sections besides CNS, I would say those two are.
Yeah, I mean, it was just nuts, and it was just a great high school basketball game. And you know, I don't know what the people paid to get in, but I know they got their money's worth. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, we'll jump into well, actually, let's talk about another big performance this week. Actually, you brought it up, but I posted about him. Will Smith in West Canada Valley.
Wow.
This kid's been going nuts all year long. I believe 29 and 12 he's averaging. Class C West Canada Valley is 13 and 1. Will's coach Dave Smith is a great coach also. He messages me every now and then, just sending me stats and things like that. But Will had 46 points, 15 rebounds the other night with 6 dunks, and broke the school record for points in a game.
Yeah, Will Smith was getting jiggy with it last week. I mean, 46 points and 19 rebounds. I mean, the guy, I mean, he's just, we got to see Will Smith. I mean, we got to get to see him play. I mean, he's just putting up big numbers for West Canada Valley. And I talked to you earlier in the week. I said, we got to talk about Will Smith. I mean, he just, you can't ignore that. I mean, that's just a great performance. And like you said, 29 and 12, it sounds like he's dominating every game he's in. So
it just looks like he's just overpowering. I mean, I hate throwing the sections and the classes out there, but I really believe a kid like him would do that in AA or A, just his size and strength, and he gets to the hole he wants. They got another kid too that averages, I want to say 19 and 7, a good 3-point shooter. Actually, I think one of his teammates' dads cussed me out from him not being on the top 40 list that I made. Well, we're on that too. I want to put a 41 to 60 out real soon.
Okay.
Too many. There's just too many on the name. I try to keep it not biased and go about everything.
Yeah.
But, I felt the list was pretty accurate for the most part. We'll get into. We'll go into rankings.
Sure. Why don't we talk about the rankings and or the standings, and we'll
go through AA as usual. Actually, you know what? Let's go with D. Let's start with Class D this week.
Okay.
Coming in at number 1, so Sackett Harbor at 14 and 0. Right behind them, undefeated Hamilton at 13 and 0. Number 3 is DeRuyter, 9 and 1. After them is
I do want to talk about DeRuyter. Is it Gavin
Richardson?
Gavin Richardson has been playing great all year for DeRuyter. I look forward to seeing them come sectional time as well. So yeah, go ahead.
I haven't. We got just they're so. That's if they were closer, it'd be so much easier to get to games.
Yeah.
Cincinnati is 9 and 1. Bellevue Henderson is 11 and 2. Madison coming at number 6 is 11 and 3. Copenhagen is 9 and 4. Orinsky, am I saying that right? Oriskany is coming in at 8 and 7.
Yep.
Number 9 New York Mills is 7 and 7, and Tuslick Valley is 5 and 5. Did I say it right this week?
Atsilik Valley. Yep.
Then going back to Class C, we just talking about West Canada Valley. They're 13 and 1. Tully is 10 and 1. Wheatsport is 12 and 2. Dodgeville is 11 and 2, coming in number 4. Number 5 Waterville is 11 and 3. Mount Markham is 9 and 5.
So if you look at that, I mean, 4 teams with really good records in Class C. So again, it's kind of like Class B. There's so many teams with an opportunity towards the end. It's going to be really fun to see how it all shakes out.
I got a feeling that those are going to be some overtime games.
Yeah,
when they come along. Coming in number 7 for Class C, South Louis. They're 9 and 4. Herkimer at number 8. They're 8 and 5. Number 9 Beaver River is 6 and 5. Number 10 is Cato Meridian is 7 and 7 for Class C.
Yeah.
And then the other powerhouse, Class B, we got Lowville at 12 and 0. Chittenden right behind him with 13 and 1. Skinny Atlas, who we said was rolling, is 12 and 1. Phoenix and Coach Nick 11 and 2. Utica Academy of Science 10 and 2. Central Valley Academy 11 and 2. Number 7 West Hill, who's been balling too. They're coming in at 10 and 3. Little Falls, another top B team, 11 and 2. Number 9 General Brown is 9 and 3, and Marcellus is 8 and 4. I wonder why it would be so much better if those teams all played each other throughout the year with no non-conference games.
Yeah,
25 teams are right.
Yeah, Class B, like we've been saying it every podcast, but Class B on both the girls and the boys side is just nuts this year. There's so many teams in contention going down the stretch.
Loaded. Let's go to Class A. Coming in number 1 is New Hartford at 12-1. They're still rolling. The team that's moved up is Janesville DeWitt. They're 8-5. They've won a couple games last year.
And I think I said that last time. They got off to a slow start. They played a lot of tough teams earlier in the season. But they have gotten better and better every game, and they're making their move. They're going to be there in the end. They're going to give everybody a good challenge when it comes down to the
Coach Ike's got to be one of the loudest coaches in Section 3 too.
He does a great job.
He
does a great job.
He's hard nosed. Number 3 for A's is going to be Camden at 10-4. And then we were talking about Bishop Grimes earlier. They're coming in number 4 at 7-5.
They've been red hot. They got a big win against Bishop Ludden this past week. So Bishop Grimes keeps on rolling. Yep, and I think they have somebody coming up this week. They have a tough game with somebody coming up this week. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head.
I'll print the schedule.
Yeah, Bishop Grimes been playing really good. They've been getting hot at the right time as well.
And then another newbie usually that you don't hear about for basketball is Fulton. They're coming in at 7-4. Right behind them, Syracuse Academy of Science and Coach Cornelius Vines. They won 4 in a row, and then I believe they just lost to CBA. Was it?
Yeah, they lost to CBA. They lost to CBA by 3, but they had them beat. They were up 9 late in that game. SAS has been playing a lot better down the stretch these last couple weeks. And again, they're another team that can give somebody a really hard time in sectionals when it comes down to it. So people better be ready to play when they come to play SAS.
They have a kid averaging 19 and 12 too.
Yeah,
Jones.
Yeah, they've been playing really well.
They're 6, so 7 is Cortland at 8-5. Number 8 Whitesboro at 6-6. Watertown at 6-6. Central Square at 5-6. And then Auburn is 6-8.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to double A's. Still at number 1 for double A, even with the loss to Liverpool. West Tennessee at 12-1. Liverpool at 9-1. CBA at 10-2. We were just talking about. Then Fayetteville Manualist at 10-3. Cicero North Syracuse at 9-4. Then we got Henniger at 5-7. Utica Proctor at 5-7. Rome Free Academy 6-8. They won a few games too this last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Corcoran 4-8. Bishop Ludden 4-8. Baldwinsville 3-10. Nottingham 2-10, and Fowler 1-9. Mm-hmm. That's the boys' side.
Yeah. And yeah, let's talk about the girls. We'll look at the girls here. We got I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to start with the double A. CNS is 8-3 overall. Rome Free Academy is 11-3. Baldwinsville is 9-3. Liverpool is 8-4. And again, Liverpool has that big game with Bishop Ludden on Monday at their place. Henniger is 7-5. Utica Proctor 6-8. CBA 4-9. Syracuse West 2-8. West Genesee 2-13. And Fayetteville Manly is 6-8 on the double A's for the girls. For the A division, Indian River continues to round out the top, 13-2 overall. Cortland comes in at 10-2. Auburn, again, we talked about Leah Middleton and the way she's been playing. Auburn's been winning a lot of games. They're 9-2 now. Bishop Ludden is up to 8-2. Jamesville DeWitt 6-5. Fulton 6-5. Camden 7-6. New Hartford 7-6. Watertown 4-9. ESM 3-8, Oswego 1-6, Central Square 2-11, and Carthage and Whitesboro are 1-12. So the A division, you got 3 or 4 teams right there at the top that could win the section for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for girls.
When you look at B, again, we said on both the boys and the girls side, it's nuts. When you look at the girls side, Little Falls hasn't lost yet; they're 11-0. General Brown 14-1 for General Brown. Homer's 10-2. Mexico's 9-2. Mexico's 9-2. You know, that's a great season for them, the Tigers. West Hill is 7-2. Utica Notre Dame is 12-5. Bishop Grimes, who lost a heartbreaker to Bishop Ludden over the weekend, is 7-4. Oneida's 9-4. Skinny Atlas is 9-4. Marcellus is 6-3. Hannibal and Phoenix are 7-4. Casanova is 6-4. Holland Patton and South Jeff are 7-6. Clinton is 8-7. VVS 5-5. SAS 4-5. Chittenango 6-7. Canastota 6-8. Jordan Elbridge 4-6. Lowville 5-9, Central Valley Academy 3-9, APW 2-10, Solvay 1-10, and Sherburne Earlville 0-12. But again, the Class B division is loaded, and that's going to be crazy coming down the stretch. When you look at Class C,
I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah, go
imagine
ahead.
if Chittenango boys and girls make it.
Yeah.
With their crowds that they have, along with CBA and FM.
Yeah.
I pray that they do sectionals how they do regular season games. Imagine that, the girls varsity sectional game before the boys.
Yeah.
Only one can hope. Mr.
Yeah.
Rathbone, we might got to bring you back on.
For Class C, we got 4 or 5 teams at the top here. Waterville 13-2. Lafayette is 12-2. Mount Markham is 11-2. Wheat Sports 11-2. Thousand Islands 9-2. West Canada Valley 8-3. Sandy Creek 8-4. So you got 7 teams there with really good records at the top of Class C. And then you got Sandy Creek is 8-4. Frankfort Schuyler is 9-6. Cooperstown 7-6. Westmoreland 7-7. Tully 6-6. Cato Meridian 6-8. Herkimer and Onondaga are 5-8. Sequoia Valley is 5-9. Port Byron 4-9. Dolgeville and Fabius Pompey are 3-9. South Louis 2-9. Beaver River 2-10. Adirondack 1-11, and Pulaski 0-12. So that's the C division on the girls' side. I don't have. Do you have the D division?
Is it on the back?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Yep, there we go. So on the Class D side of things for the girls, we got Copenhagen at the top at 11-2. Poland is 9-2. Hamilton 10-3. Brookfield 10-4. New York Mills 9-5. Stockbridge Valley 7-4. Belleville Henderson 7-5. Watertown IHC 6-5. Alex Bay 6-6. Sackett's Harbor 5-7. Oriskany 5-9. Cincinnatus 4-9. McGraw 2-6. Lyme 2-7. Morrisville Eaton 2-11. Lafargeville 1-9. Madison 1-11. DeRuyter hasn't played, and Otselic Valley is 0-10. So that's things on the in the D division on the girls' side of things.
I can't believe how close. I wonder that 40% winning record that used to be for the sectional before this year. It would be so close this year.
Yeah. But I'm glad. The more I think about it, I think it's a great idea, and I'm glad everyone's going to be eligible to participate if they like to. I think it's just going to be a lot of fun watching these games coming down the stretch, leading into sectionals.
I was just check while we're on that. If anybody checks out high school sports stats, if you see a star next to a team's name, that means they're not going to be in sectionals on the main page when you go to rankings. So
okay,
they must be letting the teams opt out.
Yeah. Everyone is
schedule start.
Everyone is eligible, but not everybody has to participate if they choose not to. So schools do have the option to not participate if they like. So that's probably what you're talking about there. If they've already made that known, then there's probably a star next to them saying that they won't participate. But I don't know about you, but there's a lot of great games to.
That's where I was going to go to.
Go see. And
what'd you see? Did you see 4 high school games last week?
I don't know. It seemed like I saw games every night last week. It was a very busy week.
I met you Monday, and I was wondering. All right, so let's go. Give me your top 3 that you saw this. Top three boys that you saw this week. I think you
top 3 games or top 3 teams.
Top 3 boys games that you saw this week.
West Genesee, Liverpool.
They came back. West Genesee was on their way back that fourth quarter, and Liverpool kept poking away at them.
Yep, that was a great game.
Give me your player of the game for that game. Would you say?
Well, I think the difference was Tremblay. I know he had 3 threes. He might have had 4, but I mean, he didn't do that the first time they played against West Genesee. So I think that was basically the difference in the game.
He was talking to the crowd too. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody else did what they normally do, but he hit some big shots, and that's what happens when a team plays at home. They feel more comfortable, and what happens is some of these role players at home feel a lot more comfortable than they do on the road. And give Tremblay credit. He hit some big threes, and that was basically the difference in the game and what allowed Liverpool to get the victory.
I remember saying to West Jenny, they had to have a hockey game that day because there's no way that there wasn't a West Genesee student section wasn't their crowd packed.
Yeah, it wasn't as
I thought it was.
It wasn't as crazy as it was when West Genesee played at home
there.
against Liverpool. That was a great experience, great crowd there. It wasn't that bad, but there was a lot of things going on this week, so who knows?
I would say the kids that impressed me was the Kane kid from West Jenny, and then Andreo Ash too was just unstoppable too.
Yep.
Kane kid got it going. He gets to the hole when he wants.
Yeah, they both had great games, which you would expect out of those guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, the game of the week for me was yesterday's game between Fayetteville Manlius and CBA. I mean, that was just not only was I on the call for that one, but it was just both teams. I mean, that was just a war yesterday, and it was just a really fun high school game to watch.
I told my fiance I was mad I wasn't there with you. And I didn't know that you were calling. And then somebody went live on Instagram. I said, "Oh, Nick is calling."
Yeah.
Who besides Dan Anderson, who would you say stuck out for you for CBA?
Yesterday, I would say Joe Nicholson hit a couple big threes. Braden Burns had some good moments, but I would say that, in my opinion, CBA looked a little tired yesterday. They looked a little, I think it's been a long season for them. They had a really tough game the night before against SAS, which they almost lost. They only won by 3. And it kind of looked like, they hit a wall a little bit.
That makes sense why you're on that. How many kids would you say play football that are playing besides Amari Pitts? Because they had the state champion.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Danny Anderson was one, obviously, but I'm not sure how many of the other kids played. I
didn't check into that. I know it's just Amari and Dan.
Yeah, in yesterday's game, CBA didn't get a lot from the role players that they usually do to complement Dan Anderson. Dan seemed like he was working. I mean, Dan ended up with 25. He worked really hard for those 25.
I think at 20 was it 20 in the second half? I think I followed Phil Anson on Twitter. I know it was either, I think it was maybe 20 in the second
Probably
half.
Because there was the score at halftime was only 24-22, so not many points were scored by either side. But but it was just a great game. Give credit to FM. I mean, they played well. They hung in there. They just stepped up and played a great game.
Games like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't text you and ask you if you were calling it.
Yeah. And then I saw Bishop Grimes play against Bishop. You got the Bishop Grimes, Bishop Ludden thing. Bishop Ludden's not they're having I think the thing with Bishop Ludden, I want to say they're having a tough year, but then as I say that, I want to stop myself because all their players are young.
They're all
young.
Girls,
you know what I mean? Bishop Ludden will, in the next year or two they'll be really good. They'll be there because all the players they got right now, they're just young. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I want to see the Chad Cook and Andreo Ash kid battle the next 3 years.
Yeah.
They're probably the same size with the same skill set.
Yeah. So even though Bishop Ludden's having a tough year, I got to say it's because, the kids are young and they're getting experience right now, and it'll only make them better going forward. But at the same time, I do want to compliment Bishop Grimes boys. They have gotten hot at the right time. They got all their players back now. They're playing really good basketball, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with down the stretch.
I haven't got to them. I got to get to see them this year too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with a coach like that, they're not going to be in the hole forever. They got a great coaching staff over there. Somebody, I think is it Dang?
Dang Garang.
Yeah, he stepped up the last month too.
Yeah, he's been playing really well
too. He was on the fence for the top 40 list.
Yeah,
I got some heat for that too.
Yeah, he's playing really well. Sylvester Seaton has been playing well, but who's been really playing well for the Cobras is Eric Wall. Eric Wall's been, he's been hitting threes from everywhere for Bishop Grimes, and that really opens things up for them.
And he's not a kid that anybody would think would have a breakout year either.
Yeah, he's shooting it really well, and when somebody like that's shooting it really well, it just opens things up for Dang and Sylvester Seaton and some of the other kids. John Coral, they've been playing. They've been finding their way, and it'll be interesting to see how things end up with them as well.
It's going to be close the rest of the way.
Yep.
Who else last week? Was it Cheney girls games last week?
On the college level. Yeah, on the college level. So, like tomorrow night, I don't know if I'm going to get there, but a good game to go
Let's go
see would be
Liverpool.
Liverpool and Bishop Blood, and it's going to be at Liverpool.
I got practice 5 to 6:30. What do you got tomorrow? You got a game tomorrow?
I don't, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get there or not.
Swing by
I'll have to see. Yeah,
Morrow Strife versus Nevaeh will be a battle.
Yeah,
yeah,
AAU teammates. So
I-90, Coach Wright.
They're actually not with I-90 anymore.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah, they both left. So they're playing. I forget.
Is it Royals?
Yeah, they're playing with the Royals now. Yeah, the Royals AAU program. So
they send a lot of girls to college too over there.
Yeah,
with the Royals.
Yeah, so they're teammates in AAU, and they'll be going at it tomorrow night. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to these games coming down the stretch, and I can't wait for sectionals.
It's going to be fun to watch, and a lot of games that we got to try to figure out what we're going to get to.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I got to put in the plug for OCC. If just come out and check out the
boys and the girls.
Yeah, the women and the men. They're both having really good seasons. They have 4 games this week. They have home games on Wednesday and Sunday this week. Like I said, the men are number 1 in the country in Division III junior college. The women have won like 7 or 8 in a row. They're 10-2 now, and I think they're number 4 in the country. So a lot of good things happening up there. And it's not your parents' OCC anymore. It's a lot different place now. There's a lot of good things up there. And like I mentioned before, with the transfer portal going on at the D1 level, what's happening is a lot of D1 coaches who get paid, some of them, a lot of money to win games, are feeling more comfortable getting a seasoned player from another school that can contribute right away, instead of bringing in a freshman who they're going to have to get stronger, maybe red shirt, and maybe it's 2 years before the freshman can contribute. They're bringing in the transfer portal. So what's happening is a lot of your good high school players who would normally get the D1 scholarships are starting to get the D2 scholarships, and then it's trickling on down. And the junior colleges are really, really high level games. I mean, shout out to Coach Leon at Oswego State. They're number 25 in the country. In D3.
There are a bunch of Section 3 kids over there. Jeremiah Sparks. Caleb Cook.
Yeah, they're 13 or 14-1. Yep. Brockport always does a good job in D3. So
JUCO basketball is not a joke.
Cortland
all the time.
Yeah,
JUCO basketball is a grind.
There's
nothing wrong with it.
So at the junior college level, the D3 level, the D2 level, I mean, that's really good basketball. A lot of really good players. So again, I always tell kids, go where you're wanted. You know what I mean? Because if you're
waiting on something that
instead of
reaching out to coaches and the coaches aren't reaching out to you, that's
right.
An issue. Don't go there just because you get accepted and you get offered a walk-on position.
Yeah,
you can go to a Division II or Division III school and play. I mean, even Division I basketball is a whole different world, anyways. But even junior colleges, go there for 2 years, get the credits, and then transfer.
Absolutely, and then you can
Division
transfer.
II gives out scholarships too.
That's right. If you go to 2-year college, you can transfer to D2. You can transfer to D1, to whatever the case may be. But you spend a lot less money at the beginning. You get all your core credits out of the way, and it's really good basketball. So on all levels. So again, I just love seeing the games. I love calling the games. Looking forward to doing OCC. I got CBA on Friday night. I'm not sure who they play, but I got OCC on Wednesday, the women and the men, and then I have CBA on Friday, and then I have
Lemoyne this week.
Lemoyne on Saturday, the women and the men, and then I have OCC on Sunday, the women and the men.
So you got a packed week.
Yeah, not as busy as last week, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Remind me to print out schedules too.
Yeah,
I'll do that from now on and do like a game of the week.
Yeah,
we're gonna meet at. What else? Anything else going on? OCC, Lemoyne High School.
No, we just want to thank Trevor Roe for taking time out to be with us tonight on CNY Hoop Talk on the 315. That was a good conversation. We're rooting for him. Great kid, great player.
They're in 4th place too, so they've been rolling too, 10-3.
Yeah, like I said, they won 4 games this past week. So that's a shout out to Coach Luke Tusi, doing a great job with the Hornets.
He's one of the younger motivated coaches too. He tries to get them all to buy in one system, which they've been doing too.
Yeah, and he was on Coach Leon's staff at Oswego State before he came to do high school. So
did you see the I posted? Did you see the girls CBA varsity coach is stepping down after this year?
Oh no, I didn't see that. No,
they posted that. My parent did.
Okay,
he's been there for some years though.
Yeah, Coach Nylon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's it for Sunday, January 23rd for us. Thursday open for you. We'll probably come back on Thursday.
Yeah,
after we go watch a couple.
We'll take a look at that on Thursday. Tom Brady made a comeback, tied it up at 27, but the Rams ended up winning in the end, 30-27. So it's time to get off the podcast and watch the Buffalo Bills.
I bet all Central New York's going to watch that. Oh, they're at the Chiefs, though, so they're not local this year. They're not local this time. All right, guys, we'll catch you this week. We'll tell you when we're coming back out. Nick, I'll get up with you this week, and we'll meet up somewhere.
All right. Sounds good, Jeff.
See you later, guys.
Take care.